All right, guys, I will be coming on in just a moment, getting things set up. This is very impromptu. I knew I was going to make a live for the Sagittarius new moon. I just didn't schedule it on here, so I apologize for that. But in any event, we are here as lit as could be, chilling in the vibes. How are y'all enjoying the Sagittarius season, by the way? I'm not even gonna lie, guys. That Scorpio season was intense. And I'm a Scorpio, 12th house at that. So believe, like, you know, I went to some like interesting realms within my subconscious. But like, holy, like, wow, dude, it was intense. So humbling. But there was so many moments of just breakthrough as far as peace. But then there were other moments where it was just like the exact opposite. And I'm like, I could be walking around like at night, you know, I work as a server as my day job, right? So I can be walking around about to deliver drinks, and that seems perfectly normal. But what people don't understand is that on the inside, I might have like a sudden spike of anxiety, and I'm like, I just feel like I am curled up in a ball, like in the corner of a room, just freaking out. I'm just like, oh my gosh, all these sensations, all this. How can nobody understand? How can no one feel this? Ah! And I'm starting to actually figure out the way that I actually think in my thought process. It's been very interesting. Very interesting for me, the developments. I don't know about for you. Anyways, I think I got all the links posted and stuff. Um, yeah, let's go over into the chat. I know that there are probably multiple people who are probably live streaming right now. So if you happen to stop by here on your stream tour, on the touring other people's, because I know several other astrologers and just people are going to be streaming tonight, especially, you know, it's like, you know, Thursday night, college night. Is Thursday night college night or is that Wednesday night? Oh my gosh. That's how out of it I am, guys. That's how out of it I am. I don't even know if it's college night. I think that's a Wednesday thing. Dear God, help this poor child. Anyways, I'm just being funny right now. Welcome, sister. Thank you, Christina. Shout out to Christina in the building. We have a super, super psychic Cancer. If you happen to be watching this live with us, or if you end up going back and watching the replay, just know that the Cancers right now are putting in work. The North Node is in their sign. They are channeling mad divine wisdom from their ancestors, from everyone's ancestors, but especially from their ancestors. It's going to be intense. It's actually a revival and compassion on this earth. It's like after this North Node transit, even people who still kind of fall into the victim mentality, who consider themselves to be very empathic and they leave themselves open to um projections from other people, and you know they allow themselves to be hurt by them and they build up this resentment, and it's like even though they're interested, they want to get healing and stuff like that, but they hold on, and they have this like sort of victim mentality, but they're so empathic and they feel like they connect with the others. That's going to be healed. um After this, even people who try and do that or try to kind of take on that victimhood mentality. For those who consider themselves empathic and can feel like emotions or whatever like that, um, it's not going to have the same impact. And you're going to actually notice that things aren't going to hurt you as much anymore. You're going to know how to draw the line, and you're going to learn better how to transmute these energies, these projections. Because honestly, guys, the projections aren't going to stop. We're not just going to stop projecting at each other. We're just going to learn how to deal with it better. We're going to learn how to navigate it better. That's what's happening right now. And this North Node in Cancer is really going to help us to navigate these emotions better. It really is. And our ancestors are really helping us out. We are all so very much protected by our wonderful mother. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. God's probably a woman. Anyways, I'm probably gonna show my cute mug here in a second. I just wanted to rant a little bit, and yeah. Let's see. Ah, what a super lame reveal. I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a dork. It's funny. I actually think I called myself a dork before I used to call myself a nerd or a dweeb. But you know, I am a dork. Dorks unite. You know, you don't really hear too much about dorks. You hear a lot about nerds, of course, and geeks, but dorks are something else. It's this weird, awkward position between kind of I guess. Well, nerds and geeks are different. Dork is this weird middle ground where you're trying to almost be like a translator between like the jock crowd and like the geek and nerd crowd, because the geek and the nerd crowd are actually kind of one and the same. It's just like this weird split. And then dorks, we try to actually translate between the geeks and the nerds and the jocks. It's this very weird middle ground that it causes you to put yourself into situations where you think you have pull and you don't, and it's like whatever. But then there are other situations where you put yourself there and you don't know how you get pulled, but you just somehow do, and you just have to think like, you know what, my fellow dorks are out there helping me out. Anyways, I'm just rambling, and if you can tell that really I'm not making much sense right now, know that that's actually how it's supposed to be. We have the card of existence right now, then shuffling this deck, which is the magician card. So you are super powerful, magical, if you didn't already know. If you didn't already know. Oh my goodness. Yes, this is my Christmas hat. This is Philadelphia Eagles, because I'm an Eagles fan. I've never been to Philadelphia, actually, believe it or not, but one day I'll get to go there. Honestly, I do like the color green. And the eagle is one of my totem animals. Huge totem animal for me. Huge totem animal for me. But it's kind of interesting. Like my relation with the eagle has like transformed so powerfully over the past year. I just drew 3 more cards. Just wow! Since they're all reverse, that means that we can actually read them upright. So I got the 3 of Swords, or Isolation. Okay. I have the Burden, or the 6 of Swords. But like I said, these are all reverse. They were all reversed. And then we have the card of Breakthrough, which is Justice, the Justice card. Yeah, there's definitely some type of ending. We're leaving behind some type of, and it's interesting. I really like the way that it came up, and it's going to be a little bit reversed from you. But look at this right here. All right, you see how the middle card, which is the 6 of Swords, which speaks to leaving a situation, moving on, wanting to kind of move on to the next step. You see how he's pointing at this figure, right? He's pointing, and hopefully you guys can see. I know it's a little bright, so hopefully I can get this to work out pretty well. But he's pointing at this figure, and he's like, you know, you don't really want to be like this. You don't want to. Now, there are times where we feel iced over. There are times where we feel encapsulated within our own sorrows, our own doubts. We feel like we can't trust people, so we push people away. We push them away and away and away until you become isolated. And he's even saying, now look, and he's taking advantage of this guy, because this person right here, he's carrying him. It's almost like he feels like he's getting taxed. And he's like, go that way, go that way, go that way. But look, he's pointing to this. He's pointing to this. And he's like, he doesn't really know what he wants. And many people feel like you're this person. You're carrying some burden or some monkey on your back, in this case a cock, Some of you guys are carrying some type of cock on your back. And he's pointing you to this heartbreak card, the Three of Swords, which speaks to definitely some type of ending. I like to even think of it almost as like receiving the arrow. But look, even though he's encapsulated in the ice, I don't know if you guys can see it, but his tears are made of rainbows. And then we have breakthrough. So it's like, it's incredible. It's like we're actually literally are breaking through the ice. We are actually breaking through the ice for this new moon. It's like we've been holding on to what we thought life was supposed to be like, and we have had some disappointments. Our boundaries have been crossed. Our boundaries have been infringed upon. So massively so that there are a lot of people right now that really feel like they can't trust anybody, when really they are so much more protected than they've ever been in their entire life. And it's not so much that they weren't protected before, but it's like there is this incredible amount of protection right now for everyone. And it's because we are reestablishing this sacred bond with our higher self. We're fortifying it, you know? This is really powerful. This new moon in Sagittarius is at 15 degrees, which is right in the middle of the sign. So it's going to be a very balancing, energy in and of itself, being at 15 degrees, because there's 30 degrees in one sign. So it's going to be a very even kind of new moon. It's really going to give you a lot of options. It's going to be very expansive already, simply because Jupiter is in Sagittarius too. So Jupiter's already just, it's like, this is not a regular new moon. Like a new moons in Sag are already super powerful. Like, let's go for it. Like, it's a party. But this with Jupiter here, you got to understand, this is taking that party and throwing massive quantities of gasoline on it. Massive quantities of gasoline on it. And then you light just the tiniest flicker and it explodes into all of these different various timeline, space, realities that need to be explored and really seen. And oh my goodness, it's incredible. That's what this new moon is. So you have to understand that this new moon is not any regular new moon in Sagittarius. Jupiter is here. It's been the first time that Jupiter has been here in its own sign in over 12 years. You got to consider Jupiter is a 12 to 13 year cycle in the zodiac. It spends about a year and like a month or so, about 12 to 13 months in a sign. So we haven't had this powerful of a new moon since it'll be about 2005, I think, or so. Maybe a little bit, maybe 2005 or 2006. So kind of think about where you were around that time and kind of compare it to now. Not really compare it. Really, you're going to have actually a deeper found appreciation for it. You have to consider that Venus is, firstly, this is great too. This is great how, not Venus, excuse me, but Mercury, how we have Mercury now going direct, and how Mercury came direct right before the new moon. And I wanted to really make a video about this, and I'm going to mention it here, about how this Mercury retrograde, first of all, was incredibly powerful. We're going to go back to this Mercury retrograde and try and crack the code and figure out what it really was about. Like, it's gonna be important, because in the future we're going to look at astrology and like we're really going to research different, like, it's going to be interesting how it actually evolves. I can kind of feel that this is going to be a retrograde that we kind of look back on and be like, yo, what happened during that retrograde for real? What was really going on and stuff like that. So there was a lot of great, like, divine protection going on. I experienced some of that. I was being protected by my guides so much. And it's crazy because there have been moments where I feel like I have had nobody on my side. Nobody. And it sucks because I will do it to myself. And I don't really mean to, because I really do believe I have good intentions. But there are times where I allow the darkness to feed in, and then I don't think I can trust anybody. And it's a weird and scary place to be, because sometimes you can become callous to that space. You can pass it off as sometimes being more of a hermit. Now, it's not really authentic. The authentic hermit is someone who really actually, it's not the person who necessarily meditates in the mountains for 6 years away from everybody. That's not necessarily the hermit, you know? And I think we're even redefining what that is as far as that energy. But the hermit is going to really take on this form of, you are going to be spontaneous and very much so authentic. And what really we're striving to do is to be authentic in everything we do. But it's like you're going to be really spontaneous in the fact that you're going to allow yourself to be completely authentic with your spiritual mission. So that means that it may require you to just go up and go on a retreat randomly, and you're just going to allow yourself to do it. And you're going to have to hold space with the people around you and let them know, it's like, yo, I have to do this, and you go off on your own for a bit. But then you come back to society, because really we can't stay away from, really, especially those of you who are watching this, would mean that you have incarnated into a situation on this earth where you are experiencing the highest connectivity as far as like internet and all this stuff like that than we've seen in a while. Now, we're all becoming more psychic, so the connectivity is actually going to go up. We think we're connected, or at least we know we're connected. But as far as like the internet and all this sort of stuff like that, we haven't seen anything yet. We are so much more connected than we can really imagine. Just how we all work together is so incredible. Sarah Yang, hi, can I ask a question? Yes, please, go right ahead. The floor is open for any questions. I will be referring to the chat periodically throughout this. Know that we're really not going to get much done today. It's just going to be me rambling and channeling during different moments and intervals. Am I doing readings right now? You can ask a question, that's for sure. I am actually running a sale on my website, so if you want to purchase a reading as well, all of my readings are at a very good discount. And know that you're going to be getting a heck of a lot of value for your reading. But yeah, I can definitely answer some questions. I have cards too, so I can do like a one card draw for anybody who wants one. So. But yeah, guys. Now let's just talk about, of course, Sagittarius. Let's just break it down to the basics. So what is Sagittarius? Swagatarius, the dragons. By the way, you should definitely go check out my Sagittarius horoscope. You should actually go check out all of my horoscopes. I did horoscopes for each of the 12 signs for December, so you should definitely go check it out. But go check out Sagittarius, because it's very, very, very important. Let's see. Is that Cancer male and Leo female energy okay now? Okay, let's see. Is it okay now? Is it okay now? Twin flame energies. Yeah, Cancer and Leo is a very, very karmic relationship. You got to understand, it has that alpha and omega energy. Any two signs are right next to each other. I mean, all really connections are karmic, but it's like they have these really big themes. And alpha and omega as a theme is a really big theme. So, and Cancer, so you got to understand that Cancers and Leos, they are like humans on another level. They really are like humans, like 2.0. But it's like they put blocks on your power. Because if you guys could like really actually express to the full capability this Cancer Leo energy, yeah, this world will fucking implode on itself. That's just because you guys are so damn powerful. That's why we had to have Taurus come before you, so we can ground a lot of this energy. You have to understand. All right, so Cancer male, Leo female energy. Is it okay now? Well, just know right now that we do have the Magician card, And this is the card that fell out, so I'm just going to keep this card out of all the shuffles because honestly, you're all magicians and you're a magi, and anything is possible. But as far as this, we have the Fool card. So really, I can't really, this is really saying that you have to trust your own gut. You may feel like you're walking off a cliff right now. You may feel like there is definitely some level of risk to this with the Fool card because this really speaks to you shooting your arrow into the dark against everybody's wishes. Everyone's telling you don't shoot into the dark. Don't shoot into the dark. Don't shoot into the dark. You cannot see the target. I'm literally seeing you looking into like a frame or like a portal, and it's just dark. You're just gonna shoot your arrow into it, and everyone's telling you don't do it because they don't trust your vision. They do not trust your vision. But this is a Sagittarius new moon, which is imbuing everybody with new vision. Because you got to think the moon's also going to come on top of the galactic center point on this day after this new moon. So we are getting a huge upgrade to our mission. So do not doubt your vision. I would definitely say that the Cancer male, Leo female energy is okay. Cancer males have been going through a lot. They have been taking on so much, and the Cancer females definitely appreciate the Cancer males for that. In fact, the Cancer males are really going to really illustrate, like in a practical way, believe it or not. They're going to really illustrate in a practical way what this how the male image is, how the stereotypical male image is really going to shift profoundly, and how it's going to become more like its divine masculine energy, where it's really more about compassion. Hi, I'm a Cappy and want to know if my Taurus X will come back and commit. Well, you have Pluto in your sign. All right, let's just channel. You have Pluto in your sign. You have Saturn in there right now. And Taurus, there's no energy there, but Uranus is going to be in Taurus over the next 8 years. Now, I know that seems really far out to kind of put that out there, but this is Uranus, so Uranus likes speed. You got to remember, when Uranus first went into Aries, he hit a brick wall, and it was when Uranus first went into Taurus, he hit a brick wall and he wasn't able to travel as fast. When he went back into Aries, he's actually getting some more juice. Now, he absolutely knows that when Uranus goes back into Taurus, he's going to be able to get more things done and like cause a little bit more disruption. But he also knows that there's going to still be a limit there because this Taurus energy is really thick, and we have some super deep issues as far as value to really sort it out and break through. But as far as this particular thing, I hope you don't mind me channeling like that. We have two cards that fell out on the floor. So I'm going to say that those two, let's see. All right, let's see. So your card is the Ten of Swords in reverse, or the Rebirth card. And then their card is the Mind in reverse, or this would actually be the Page of Swords in reverse. I don't know if they're gonna come back, honestly. But what it seems like is that what it's dependent upon, whether or not this Taurus X is going to come back into your life, is really their mental state. Now, Taurus, you got to understand, like I said, Uranus it went to 2 degrees of Taurus before retrograding back into Aries. So all Tauruses are actually kind of, even if they're a late degree Taurus, their roots are reaching really deep into that 2 degrees. And now that Uranus is in Aries, their 12th house, a lot of things are being reworked within their manifesting capabilities. Now, this person, as far as his mind goes, like I said, you want to make sure that he's in a good mental state, because he's probably thinking thoughts, or they're probably thinking thoughts that they've never thought before, and it's freaking them out. But really what's happening is that their consciousness is seriously going through an upgrade. And even for you, the Ten of Swords in reverse, it speaks to an ending, but if anything, it speaks to like this commitment to being reborn. It's about, because the Ten of Swords in upright is just speaking to like an end. But when it's in reverse, it's like you've already acknowledged the end, and now there's going to be a rebirth. So maybe, if anything, if this person does come back into your life, it absolutely will work. Now, there will be some challenges, obviously, and some hurdles. But if the person does come back, it absolutely will work out this time. If they don't come back, I see it as no love lost. If anything, it'll probably work out in the next life. Blue Bella, let's see. This month reunion possible, sir. Is that Leo females got secret admirers rather than my Cancer male because I'm afraid that will cause our reunion. Let's see. Trying to figure out exactly what you're saying. Is that Leo females that's alright. Does the Leo female have secret admirers and rather than my Cancer male because I'm afraid of that will cause our reunion? Let's see. Hold on, let me look more into this. I do appreciate you all hanging out. I know, like I said, a lot of the people are probably channeling right now. But if you happen to stop by Astro Fenixx throughout your travels today on this Thursday, I really do greatly appreciate you visiting me on the circuit of incredible astrologers here on YouTube. Credible light workers, whether it's astrology or tarot, or they do angel readings or numerology, or they channel. This is incredible, and I'm really glad and thankful to be a part of a community like this. Whoa, a lot of cards flew out. Boo Bella, what's going on here? A lot of cards just flew out. This was the only card that was upright, surprisingly. At least from what I could see, which is the Two of Wands possibilities. All of the cards just flew out. Oh man. Okay, let's see. Because his brother knows me, I don't know he's married and all of what. Nice to be with the family one, but also interested in me. Okay. I'm still a little bit confused about your situation, but I'm going to just draw. Know that you are still being imbued with vision. So even if what I say doesn't resonate with you, Boo, I'm going to do the best I can to kind of ward away these little. I'm hearing Boo from like Monsters Incorporated. So I'm hearing that you don't need to be scared anymore. We have the Four of Pentacles in reverse, so you're definitely having to go through some type of let go. But once you let go of whatever it is that you know you need to let go of, so many possibilities are going to open up. And honestly, I can't really tell you what you need to let go of. This is something that you're really going to have to go within yourself to figure out. But just know that this new moon is going to give you the opportunity to do that. And you really want to take advantage of this time right now because, you know, you won't be in this difficult situation no longer. I'm telling you, there's going to be so many magical changes that happen over the next 6 months that's really going to clear up a lot of the confusion on what the fuck this year was. Because 2018 has been crazy. Don't get it twisted. This year has been crazy. We have the Two of Swords, which is and this card causes schizophrenia. And this is actually a perfect example because I remember I was using this deck on a Facebook post now, and then I posted this card, and it says schizophrenia, and someone got really, really, really triggered by this card, and it actually has allowed me to not use this deck as much because I love this deck because it's the depictions of the illustrations are very beautiful. The way that they kind of take each of the traditional suits and they change it to something else, I really like it. But that situation really affected me in a way that I didn't think was going to affect me. And it's kind of kept me stuck. So whatever situation you are in, Boo, I know you know the answer, actually. I know you know the answer. But maybe you're just afraid to hurt someone really close to you, or maybe even a few people. But you have to do what's best for you, honey. You really do. Nick Horner, how are you doing? Thank you so much. You've been in the building since like day one, I feel. You've been around for a while. I really do appreciate your support. Hey, Scorpio Sun, Cancer Moon, female, great to be here. Yes, thank you. I'm ready for the collective. I'm ready. The collective is ready. The collective is ready. The collective is ready. Let's see. Sarah Yang, my Taurus ex almost drunk himself to alcohol poison because of the breakup. I really want to know if he thinks it's the end of our relationship. Also, is he spying on me? Venus retrograde was crazy. Venus retrograde was crazy. But here's the funny thing about it. Venus only went to 10 degrees of Scorpio. It didn't hit 11 degrees. It didn't even get deep into Scorpio, guys. It was about waist high. It was about waist high. We weren't even submerged yet. And that's what the Venus retrograde was. I don't say that to scare you guys. I have my sun at 24 degrees Scorpio, and I have my Mars at 21 degrees and my Pluto at 20. So I know this vibration, and it's okay. It can appear to be dark, nothingness. This is also the Hierophant card, though. So this talks about your being your own spiritual authority. So even when things are dark and you can't see, have the spiritual authority to create a vision and manifest it because you can, even when it seems like there is no way. Do you believe you're the magician yet? I'm telling you guys. I said I'll get married 23 now. I'm 21. It's a stress. It will fight me. Oh wait. Oh my God, Jesus. They said I'll get married by 23. Now I'm in a 21. It's a stress. Before we get engaged, current partner may stop us. I was alone. I became about him. We're both introverted, distance and so he's my family bunch member. You have a very interesting situation going on, and I definitely highly encourage you to get a reading from me so I can dive more into it. Because I'm sure if I can look at your chart more, I can help you to unravel a bit of this. As far as the Taurus X, I don't know if he's really in the mental state to be with you right now. Because I think you're going through a bit of a transformation, Sarah. And it's, you know, I think they definitely want to be with you, but at the same time, I just don't know if it's necessary. I don't think he's spying on you either. Tauruses don't play those games. Scorpio does, but Tauruses don't do that. Taurus would rather, even if they even the most vindictive and unforgiving Taurus doesn't have time to spy. They much rather just create for themselves the most fantastic, amazing meal, and then they'll just they go to sleep. So I think you're okay as far as that goes. Cancer male parents also, I don't know, they will be happy about us. You gotta do it for you, boo. You gotta do it for you. Of course the parents matter. What they say matters. Of course it does. But you matter. You matter. So your happiness is what matters most. Your happiness is what matters most. If you think about something, you got to think about it. Mercury's still, and it's forward now, but it's in its shadow period. So there's going to be a lot of truths revealed about how you trust people, because Mercury is at the edge of Scorpio right now with this grand water trine. So this miracle of healing energy, this miracle of healing flowing energy, because it's waters coming through, because we have the North Node in Cancer, the wounded healer in Pisces at 27 degrees, and we have Mercury here in Scorpio direct. I'm telling you guys, yes, family is important, but trust yourself. Believe me. Yep, it's 27, 27, 27. Grand water trine. The moon is at 13 degrees of Sagittarius. The sun is at 14 degrees. And if you want to even know even more, this is great too for all of you who consider yourself new age and stuff, because there are a lot of things within the new age community that are great and stuff. Don't get me wrong, but there are some updates that already need to be made. Like whenever you see like numbers like, oh, I saw 1111 today, oh, I saw 222 synchronicities, and it's like this whole like trigger. And triggers don't necessarily have to be bad, but that's a trigger as well. But even that stuff's going to have to be updated. It's going to have, synchronicities are going to have to be like 1122, 1133, 1144, different things like that. But this new moon does apex at 2:22 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, you know, if you had any doubts that everything is all connected, you now know. You now know. This new moon in Sagittarius, like I said, is imbuing us all with such a great vision. I think I'm the only girl who's liked by two brothers, and I stuck. I can't do anything about it. Is that any meditation and prayer can be no obstacle for us? So essentially, there's a group of brothers, and they both really like you. You're trying to figure out which one to go for and stuff. I would say start to be unapologetically, authentically yourself, and whichever one accepts you, go for them. That would be my recommendation, because that's what I would do. This is a moment where you just want to like kind of cast a beacon and then allow them to flock to you, especially in this sort of situation. I'm ready for it. And those lunar eclipses, oh my gosh. I'm telling you, this year, 2018, was intense as far as clearing doubts, anxieties, and fears. So deep, we're clearing away a lot of these shadows, these demons, family curse. I'm telling you, over the next, with the North Node in Cancer, a lot of family curses are about to be lifted forever. And it's going to be so beautiful because it's going to have such a rippling time effect, or such a rippling effect, because we're all one family. But there are going to be certain family curses that are going to be broken forever over the next year. And it's going to be magical. A lot of them are going to be broken with this new moon. A lot of them are going to be broken with this new moon. Just in case you want to know what it is, we have the Three of Wands, which speaks to experiencing. I love how the Three of Wands usually speaks to, oh, you're thinking about the future, or you're kind of pondering on where to go next. And the great thing about this is it's just talking about the simple act of experiencing, and how we're going to learn how to experience more. And by that I mean it's not going to feel so clunky. It's going to feel more fluid. It's not going to be like, get up, you do this, you do that, you do that. Like, it's going to feel more like a flow. So it's going to be like it's going to almost feel like we have one step in the future, but at the same time, it's like we're not going to be like fully there. It's like a half step. You might not. Oh my gosh, that happened to you too, yo. You might not be alive after that last lunar eclipse. When I woke up, it felt like the back lower legs had been released from chains. Dude, dude, I did a dancing meditation this year, around the summer. And I can't remember exactly what it was, but I also had this vision that there were chains that were being broken from my ankles. And it's weird because whenever that happens, whenever you break free of your chains, you actually feel like you are even more chained up. That's like that weird side effect, because it's like running with a bunch of weight on. When you let go of it, it feels like you can go further, but it's like there's this weird, like, I don't want to say void, but there's this space there. So it's like you almost develop like this weird psychological attachment to your chains. And like when you actually finally break free of your chains and you actually you obtain this level of liberty and freedom, it's almost like you're even more chained up, but you're really not. It's very weird. But it happened to me too, where I felt like I had some change released. But yeah, we have the card of experiencing, moving from moment to moment, experiencing the magic in every day. The magic in every day, the bliss in every moment. Can't you feel the bliss in every moment? We have the card of stress, which is, I believe, and this is the Seven of Wands in reverse. This is definitely about relieving some stress. This is definitely about relieving some stress. Yeah, definitely about relieving some stress. We have the Four of Wands or the participation card. Yo, you see this? You know how we're going to. Oh my gosh, this is great. We have the Four of Wands. 3 plus 4 equals 7. Wow, look at that. So it really actually feels like we're just all going to find our tribe and just experience the depth of this reality. It's going to help to reduce a lot of the stress. I've really been doing the meditation every day and doing the inner work. That's incredible. Continue to do the inner work. I need to actually get my meditation game up on actually need to raise the level of my meditation game. I have different forms of meditation, but what I will do is I like to psych myself out into thinking that something is a meditation when I really know I should just be sitting down and just doing deep breathing. Now I integrate it at different points throughout the day, but I actually really need to work on my meditation game. But it's okay. But you see, I think everything can be a meditation. Like one of the big ways that I meditate is by dancing. That's a huge meditation for me. Automatic writing, of course, but dancing is huge. Sir, if a girl casts black magic on my Cancer man, means he will still go back to ex-karmic partner. I almost done fashion for made my clear energies, but I want to know kept collecting mobile. My story is big. I'm too fascinating. Fascinating only to get known. Please family haven't known. It sounds very complicated, boo. It really does. I'm sorry that you're going through that. But really, you want to really run in the direction of your joy. And anything that does not give you joy, just be like, deuces. You might have to move to another state. Anyways, don't necessarily take my word for it. But you also, like I said, listen to yourself. Me too, or singing. Singing is great. I wish I actually could sing. I know I suck, but I sing anyways. You know, classic shower singer right here, guys. Classic. But I go down, man. And I'm on the stage too. I'm on the stage and there's a bunch of people in the stands and it's flashing lights and stuff like that. What I like to do is I like to imagine myself as like a DJ. But like my set is like I have like a piano that's hovering around me that has multiple layers. And then like each key has like a different like really cool sound effect. And I feel like I'm like playing this with like 6 arms or something like that. I don't know. It's like I have like etheric arms that come out and play like the other levels and stuff. Anyways, just so you know how weird I am. We have the Eight of Swords or guilt. We're definitely going to be releasing a lot of guilt with this new moon. Some of you feel guilty for wanting to express your passion in full. Some of you feel guilty for that because there are other people in your life that are holding themselves back. And you feel guilty about expressing your truth because it's going to make them feel weird. And you don't want them to feel weird, right? No, don't feel guilty for being you. Do not allow people to guilt trip you. Just don't do it. We have morality or the Queen of Swords in reverse. So this is really speaking kind of, I guess it could be Aquarius energy, or Libra or Gemini, but this is really speaking to how morals, our definition of morals is also fundamentally changing, because morals are very much so in line with Sagittarius energy as far as beliefs. So what we believe to be true. This is shifting in a very powerful way. Sometimes being overly moral can actually cloud our judgment. And a lot of times what happens in overly moral societies is that they don't allow for much disruption, so they become very totalitarian. And then any type of going against the grain actually creates this sort of this weird this weird mentality that overcomes the citizens of that society, where they suddenly feel the need to attack what they feel is a virus, when really that individual is just sensing that there needs to be some breakthrough in the clouds. There's nothing wrong with having beliefs and nothing wrong with having morals, but when the moment when you try to perpetuate them as like absolute truth for everyone around you, that's where you fuck up. That's where you actually begin to become more clouded, you know? Because all beliefs are true, but not everyone holds those beliefs at the same time. Think about that. Let's see. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let me read up on this because I'm a little behind. So you need to let your moral compass guide you. Yes, Miss, I'm an introvert. I'm from traditional Morgan. I'm like shy and virgin. Video Alpha Scorpio. I'm trying to get feedback. The Rapunzel being inside home. Can't get out from your family. Yeah. There's a lot of family dynamics that are shifting forever, bro. Like I said, the North Node is in Cancer. You also have to consider that Cancer energy is being opposed by Pluto energy and Saturn, and Mars actually retrograded in Capricorn this past year. So as far as your legacy and your vision and where you see your life go, there are some family members that just don't get it. And what's happening right now is that your relationship with these people are fundamentally transforming forever. It's not a bad thing, but it's also you're going to do things that they're just not going to understand. But you have to do them, because if you don't, it's going to make you feel bad because you're not being your authentic self. And eventually they'll come around, so it's okay. And we all have to go through this. Anyone who's attracted to this sort of information, if you happen to be watching this, know that you really are a part of a critical mass. And this critical mass is like this super concentrated ball of like pure rainbow light. And it's like being plopped into like an ocean of darkness. But what's happening is that we're like purifying that ocean of darkness, and it's about to become the greatest party that the universe has ever fucking seen. Like on the real. The real. But I do wish you the absolute best in your situation. Boom. And thank you, Nick, for being here. I really do appreciate it as well. Like I said, you've been here since day one. I really do feel that. I want to draw some other cards from other decks, actually. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to draw a color card. All right, guys, let me tell you about what happened to me yesterday, because this made no sense. Dude, that Mercury retrograde protected me. So it was such a powerful day yesterday. I cried really, really hard. I will definitely watch your video. I will watch your video for sure. I want to show some love. We have Improve Your Vision coming out. Improve Your Vision, Indigo. The number is 40, which reduces to 4, which is Uranus energy. Speaking to, also, it was kind of funny because like the back of the deck before I shuffled was Lemon. Yeah, which is access innovative thinking, which is exactly what Uranus is. So Indigo, improving your vision. This is about you taking that vision in Capricorn, and you really understanding all the facts and details and truths and facets of that vision. So it's going to be intense. You got to think, you know, when those people are looking into like the telescopes, whatever like that, or microscopes, there are beings looking right back at them. Saying goes, if you just look out up at the stars, you're being looked right back at you. You know, they're looking at you too. Okay, so the color card. I'm just pulling these cards. I'm pulling are just the basic spread. What I'm probably going to do is tomorrow morning, if you are, you know, courageous enough, I'm going to be doing a rise and shine video. Really, I guess you could say it'll be like a new aftermath, but really, it's just going to be a rise and shine live video where I draw cards for all the 12 signs, and I kind of just, you know, it'll be a light, just kind of joyous energy where we just kind of talk about the great things in life and we just appreciate and talk about gratitude. But I'll draw cards for each of the 12 signs. It'll be a rise and shine. So I'm gonna actually have to set an alarm for myself because I've been pretty bad about that. But anyways, I'm being a little bit Gemini right now. But anyways, I'm gonna schedule that after this live, and yeah, we can do that tomorrow morning. But anyways, yesterday I had to get the tags on my car, and they were actually expired, and I didn't realize I was driving with expired tags for 3 weeks. My birthday was on the 17th. I did not get pulled over, and like I'm just so grateful that I did not get pulled over. I really am. I was protected. And you gotta think this Mercury retrograde was in Sagittarius and in Scorpio, which for me it was traversing my first and my 12th house. Mercury went retrograde the day before my birthday, and then it went direct today, and I got my tags yesterday. And it was just bam out of my, just did not think about it. Like I don't know how I had the paper there to go take care of all that stuff like that, but just Mercury retrograde, like bam, I just forgot about it. Like it was crazy. So that was part of my day, and honestly, I took that in stride. I just swallowed it and just like took it in stride. And it was cool. I wasn't upset about the wait at the place, whatever. And we love waiting in lines here as humans. Don't know why, but we do. But then when I went into work, I was listening to some music, and then like I was just thinking about all these things, and I was actually like, I've been learning more about how I think, and I think in pictures. I really do. And I was weaving like this movie in my head, and it caused me to burst out in tears. Caused me to burst out in tears when I had a deep, like healing cry, like a healing cry, where I was like, there was a moment where I was like really upset, and I thought of something else, and like took it up another level. I was like, what in the world? And it was just left field. So I had two very left field things happen to me yesterday. I had two super left field things. It's like I got blindsided, and I was like, just as soon as I get up, I get blindsided again, and I'm just having to sit there. I'm like, okay, I give up. I put my trust in something higher. Like seriously, had this really deep healing cry about just realizing the last few years and actually some healing that I've gotten from it, and realizing how far I've come. So that happened to me yesterday, and I've been meaning to do a is Jupiter really in Sag? Because Vedic says it's not, and it confuses me. Yeah, I don't really do Vedic astrology. I want to look into it because I know it has its merits. But Jupiter is in Sag right now. In fact, Jupiter is at 6 degrees of Sagittarius right now. It's at 6 degrees of Sagittarius. So we're already feeling this juice. That Jupiter is really about to crank it up. You have no idea. Jupiter loves to party. You have no idea. And it's also square Neptune, so it's about to get really fun. Square Neptune and this new moon is going to be square Neptune and Mars. They're on top of each other. Are you guys ready to go to Disney World? I don't think you guys are ready to go to Disney World because that's where we're heading right now. Yeah, Vedic does confuse me too because apparently with Vedic I'm a Libra and I kind of get it. I have my Venus there, but I'm not a Libra. Like I kind of get it, but I don't know. So we have the card of turquoise. This is a very powerful card. Awaken your empathy. Yo. It's supposed to hit your second house of finances. So I'm actually finishing up a Jupiter 12th house transit because the cusp of my 12th house actually begins at 17 degrees of Scorpio, and my sun's at 24 degrees, so I'm a 12th house sun. So Jupiter, of course, is going through my 12th house right now. And it being at 6 degrees means that almost my ascendant's at 8 degrees of Sagittarius. So I am finishing up this 12th house Jupiter transit. It's about to go into my first. So really, in many ways, I would say the core of who I am probably isn't changing, but a lot of like the fundamentals of who I am is changing. And you're going to kind of see it come out in my personality and the actions that I take. Let me live. But let me tell you, Jupiter in the 12th has been really, like, wow. Rabbit Hole City, like, freak. Yeah, Jupiter hitting the second house of finances is very big, especially if you believe in yourself. You believe in yourself and it's hitting your second house of finances, you're about to make bank. You're going to make bank. Either you're going to make bank or you're going to come into some serious opportunities that allow you to make bank over the next 5 years. And it's going to allow you to stockpile and get ready for this grid failure that's guaranteed to happen. We have you remember how I talked about lemon earlier and how this happens to just fall out? You see that? Lemon, access innovative thinking. Some of you all need to have freshly squeezed lemonade, freshly squeezed homemade lemonade. Some of y'all need to do that. Some of y'all need to put some lemon in your water or your tea. Jupiter for the last year has been an experience. Jupiter has been an experience. Jupiter don't play. A lot of people like to talk about how Saturn don't play. Jupiter don't play either. Because here's what Jupiter will do. Jupiter will let you binge and indulge. Saturn eventually has like these weird things where he'll let you know. Saturn is like the whole like you'll stub your toe out of bed, you know, and it's like it might just set the tone for the day if you're not careful. Jupiter will allow you to indulge and indulge and indulge until you learn your fucking lesson. It can be a little excessive, but accessing innovative thinking is really going to allow you to see your beliefs in a new way, even your self-limiting beliefs, because you're actually going to understand your self-limiting beliefs and these beliefs that hold you back. Like a self-limiting belief can be as simple as, you know, I don't look good in this shirt, you know. Now there's nothing inherently like if you say that I don't look good in this shirt, you know, you can't really there's not really a way to like make that objective. Not really. Because then you have to ask yourself what is good. You know what I'm saying? You have to ask yourself what is good, and everyone has different definitions of what is good. So that's a self-limiting belief. Now, you may not just be feeling that shirt today. That's fine. But, you know, you have to look at the way that you're saying it. If you're saying, I don't look good in this shirt, you could be confirming to yourself that you don't look good in any shirt. And you don't want to do that. That's not going to allow you to overcome any type of issues when it comes to beauty. we have to consider that Venus is in Scorpio right now, and it's going through a shadow zone. So we are really beginning to open up and trust in ways that we never had before, and it is uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to trust someone with the depth of your soul. I mean, you gotta think that. I mean, why do you think Venus is debilitated in Scorpio? Because no one's trying to feel that deep all the time. And it's not a bad thing either. It's not a bad thing. But you gotta understand, Venus in Scorpio is like falling so maniacally deep in love with someone that when you think that you've come out of the water and you can finally breathe, you're not actually out of the water. You just went into another ocean. I've been overcoming a lot for the better. I'm already starting to feel that totally. Yeah, I actually have been realizing more and more um how grateful I am for my position. Like how much abundance I really do have. And a lot of it is it used to be, I guess, me it is some of it is me comparing myself to other people, especially those that don't have much in this world. But I think it's incredible how really, if you have any type of advantage, you obviously utilize it to become, your higher self. But make sure that you give back because that's really how we're going to heal the world. And it's like you have to use your platform. If you have a platform where you are being authentically yourself, and really your platform should just be your everyday reality and your movements and everything that you do. But if you happen to have like a YouTube, or if you have like a blog, or if you have some type of media presence, and not that you have to do it every day, but make sure that you utilize that platform to inspire and uplift others. And you don't necessarily have to do what I'm doing. You can do it in your own way. Your form of uplifting. There's like a person on my Facebook that posts the most hilarious spiritual memes. And it's like I could be in a shitty mood and I can come across one of these spiritual memes and it just really just lightens the mood. It actually gets a chuckle out of me. And I know that I feel better. I know that everything's going to be okay. I know that I'm protected. You have to open up. I'm telling you, especially if you are in a, if there's a time where you're like in a dark moment and you're upset about something, or if you're depressed, or if you have some anxiety, just look up funny pet videos on YouTube. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, man. I'm telling you. Oh, it's a wrap. Just watch some of those videos. These videos are helping me. You're great. Aw, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. I'm really doing the best I can. Um, it hasn't been easy this journey, but it's been so fun. It's been so fun, so challenging, so fun, so humbling, and just seeing what I can do, seeing what I'm made of. And there's gonna be so much more coming, guys. There really is. There's gonna be so much more coming. Um, we do have overcome your challenges right here. Plum. The number is 41. 4 plus 1 is 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. So in order to overcome your challenges, you have to access innovative thinking. So you may regenerate your body with sapphire. The number is 38. 3 plus 8 is 11. Master number 11. I do the best I can. Your heart is so good. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Ironically, my fifth house cusp is 22 degrees Aries. So I actually have a very savage heart. But honestly, it's all in good love because it's all still love. But yeah, I do the best I can. So, but yes, we're going to do a rise and shine video where I'm going to draw cards on the 12 signs. We're going to speak gratitude. Gratitude is a language that you need to become very fluent in. I'm working on becoming very fluid in gratitude. In fact, I think gratitude should be taught in schools everywhere. I really do. last few cards for this reading. So we got those 3 color cards, and we have this card. This card that we have right here is the card of suppression, the 10 of Wands. This is like a cap on top of a mountain that's about to explode. And look at this. We have the cards of brown, which is established boundaries. This is Scorpio energy. So brown, establish boundaries so it can promote growth. You can't plant plants too close to each other, otherwise they'll grow on top of each other. And they eventually will. But you want to create some type of boundaries so they can grow. We have turquoise, again, coming up. Awaken your empathy. And then we have burgundy, passion. Look at that card. Doesn't that card look sexy? It actually does. And it says awaken your passion. So we have awaken your empathy, awaken your passion, and establish boundaries. The numbers are 12, 34, and 10. 12 reduces to 3, which is very Sagittarius energy, is Jupiterian energy. 34 reduces to 7, which speaks to the Neptune influence. And of course, Neptune and Mars are squaring this spot. And then we have 10, which does rule the Earth, and at 10 in numerology actually, does rule the Earth, but also reduces to the 1, which is the Sun. So awaken your passion, baby. And where's the Sun right now? It's in Sagittarius at 15 degrees. 1 plus 5 equals 6. 6 is actually speaking to Venus. Venus energy, opening up and being receptive to the greater vision. Opening up and being receptive to the greater vision that is in your heart, that your higher self sings to you every day, every night too. And let's see where Venus actually is at the time of, let's see. So, yeah, Venus will be at 2 degrees of Scorpio. So, yeah. Definitely opening up very deep. Oh, the one thing I do want to say about this Mercury retrograde is that what happened with this Mercury retrograde is that we just opened up a zip file. It's like if you think about like a computer, like a compressed zip file, or if you don't want to think about that, think about like an actual file cabinet, and think about shoving so much paper into there, and like you're actually able to shove a lot of paper in there, but it seems like it's going to overflow. Or even think about like a clown car, how it can be really small, but then like 10 pounds to walk out of it. Think about that. So we have a zip file of information that's like a seed within every one of us. We just unzipped this zip file, which was Mercury coming forward. And for the next 2 weeks until the 21st, we're about to get a flood of subconscious information begin to bubble and rise up to the surface. Now, you're going to become aware of this the less you try and suppress it. Yes, you are establishing boundaries, you know, and you are getting grounded, but at the same time, you are awakening your empathy, your ability to connect with others, and you're awakening your passion at the same time. This is speaking to you finding your tribe, you finding your tribe. We're all going to become so much more connected. We not already are. And you don't want to suppress this. There are going to be people that may move out of your life this month, and it's okay. They will probably move back into your life sometime of like in the next 5 to 10 years. And it's going to be such an incredible meetup because you're both going to be in such different places. And it's going to be like you're just going to share your experiences and talk about how this great adventure opened up for you. If you allow yourself to ride the wave. Thank you so much for your light and love. You are on the right path. Glad to be here with you online. Thank you so much. I'm really happy that you're in my experience as well. Like I said, you've definitely been supportive for a while, and don't think I haven't noticed. So shout out, absolutely. It's 11:47 p.m. I am going to probably call this a wrap. But thank you all so much for coming to hang out in the celebration. My only homework for you guys, if there's homework or just recommendation as far as how to integrate these Newman energies, is that this is Sagittarius, so have a party. Now, some of you might want to actually have an actual house party, invite people over, but have a party where you are just sitting in your living room by yourself, but you begin to envision yourself on a dance floor with all of your spirit guides and you playing bomb ass music, you having bomb ass food and drinks, or whatever it is that you have, and you're just having a dope time. All right, that's what your homework is, to party with your spirit guides. Know that they are your friends in high places. Party with the gods, the goddesses. This is time to light up. Okay, celebrate that we are in a new world. Yes, there will be challenges, but you can overcome and you will overcome, beloved. I believe in you so much. I believe in you. All right, we're going to get out of here. Thank you all so much for joining me here on Astro Fenixx. I know I've changed my name a few times, but it's okay. But oh, one more thing. I am wearing this pin right here, and I'll take it off and show you all real fast. So if you happen to watch a replay of this, and I'll say about 3 days from now, and I'll put my email in the description below. But I want to make sure that I do this. So this right here is an awesome Pokemon. If you can name this Pokemon and just send it to me in an email, I will give you a free astrological reading. It'll probably be like a 30 to 45-minute reading. But if you can tell me the name of this Pokemon right here and email it to me in the next 3 days, you will receive a free reading from me. All right. And as always, my beautiful brothers and sisters, always remember to keep moving forward, to stay focused, Stan. Yahoo! Smile often. Oh, I don't know. Just having fun.